Hey,
Want to say hi on the live stream?
The what?
Want to say hi on the live stream?
Oh, yeah.
They want it when I stand up to go up there that you just stand up on the side and go up at the same time. Like you're just standing on the side with the rest of my feet. Yep, and I'll go for the right. I'll still be on the right side. And then give it to you. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start in 1 minute. Please find your way to your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. For those attending in person, please silence all electronic devices and remove proxy badges at this time. For those joining us virtually, please be sure to mute your microphone at this time. The ceremony will begin momentarily. Good afternoon. I am Cadet Second Class Mackenzie Harris, and I am honored to be the narrator for today's event. Today we gather to celebrate a momentous occasion for 22 members of Cadet Squadron 22 in the class of 2026. They graduate from the United States Air Force Academy. In a few short moments, the graduating cadets will one by one raise their right hands and swear or affirm the oath of commissioned officers. This oath has its roots in the oath of the Continental Army as far back as 1775. The oath is not to any individual or organization, but rather to the democratic processes and civil liberties that our founders enumerated in the Constitution. The oath of commissioning signifies an unwavering commitment to the ideals greater than any of us. Ideals established over 250 years ago. Ideals generations of service members have protected and defended for 250 years, and will protect and defend for another 250 years and beyond. Ideals of democracy, liberty, security, and the pursuit of a more perfect union. The class of 2026 first took this oath on day one of basic cadet training. The class of 2026, I'll just say it again so we do that. Class of 2026 first took this oath on day one of basic cadet training. Over the last 4 years, they have come to understand the gravity of the responsibilities of a commissioned officer and are prepared to begin their service to the nation as second lieutenants. Please stand for the national anthems and the invocation. Following the U.S. national anthem, please remain standing for the playing of the Nigerian anthem in honor of Senior Colonel Abdel Uzi Toure and our very own CS-22 graduate Yassine Boubacar I.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Join me in prayer if you would. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, today is a day filled with pride, gratitude, and emotion. We stand together at the end of one journey and at the beginning of another. For these cadets, years of sacrifice, long nights, demanding training, moments of doubt, and moments of triumph have led to this sacred occasion. Today, they are no longer simply cadets. Today, they become officers in the service of something greater than themselves. Lord, we thank you for the courage that brought them here, the courage to leave home, to persevere through hardship, to carry one another through challenges, and to continue forward when the path was difficult. We thank you for the friendships forged here, for the lessons learned, and for the character built through sacrifice and service. We especially lift up the families gathered here today, parents who watched their sons and daughters walk through these gates years ago, uncertain of what the future would hold. Now, watch them stand ready to lead. Behind every graduate is a family that prayed, worried, encouraged, and sacrificed alongside them. Today belongs to them as well. Lord, as these new officers raise their right hand and accept the responsibilities of leadership, remind them that the strength of a leader is not measured only by rank or achievement, but by integrity, humility, and love of those entrusted to their care. Protect them wherever they go. Some will serve far from home. Some will face loneliness, danger, and difficult decisions. In those moments, give them wisdom, give them courage. And when they grow weary, remind them why they first chose to serve. May they never lose the sense of purpose and brotherhood they found here. May they always remember that service is a calling and that leadership is ultimately an act of sacrifice. And Lord, may this commissioning ceremony be more than the celebrations of careers beginning. May it be the beginning of lives lived honorably, courageously, and faithfully in service to others. Bless the class of 2026, bless their families, and bless the United States of America. In your hands we trust. Amen.
Thank you, C4C de la Cruz and Chaplain Jimenez Barros. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this commissioning ceremony for Cadet Squadron 22 and for the Master Sergeant John Chapman class of the Air Force Academy. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all of the introductions have been made. Defense Attaché Senior Colonel Abdel Aziz Touré. Our guest speaker, Colonel Kerry Worrell. Commander 3rd Cadet Group, Colonel Morin Trujillo. Our squadron's legacy class representative, Lieutenant Colonel Retired John Mitchell. The host for today's ceremony, Commander of Cadet Squadron 22, Major Jessica Roll. Cadet Squadron 22's Academy Military Trainers, Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe and Master Sergeant Yvette Compton, U.S. Air Force retired. We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the families, friends, Raptors, and classmates of all of our commissioning cadets who are joining us in person and virtually. We offer our most sincere thanks for the love and support you have provided our graduates. Please join me in a round of applause in their honor. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker, Colonel Kerry Worrell. Colonel Kerry Worrell, Cadet Arundel's mother, was a basketball IC and a graduate from CS-22 in 1997. She started a career as a hospital administrator where she then worked her way up to being the first non-rated wing commander in the Air Force as 140th Coang Wing Commander for Buckley. Now she's working as the Chief of Joint Staff for the Colorado National Guard. Colonel Kerry Worrell, the floor is yours.
Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Good afternoon. It is an honor to be with you here today with the class of 2026, your families, your leaders, and especially Cadet Squadron 22. As you heard 29 years ago today, I was sitting in your exact seat. Back then we were the tarantulas because the F-22 Raptor didn't exist yet. If you told me then that 29 years later that I would return and give a commissioning speech while my daughter Ella commissioned from the same squadron, I would have said, absolutely not. That sounds deeply unrealistic, and also I'm not having any children. At the time, I had a much simpler agenda: survive this place, serve the 5-year commitment that I owed, and never look back. And yet here I am. So my first piece of advice, I guess, would be never say never. CS-22, you should also know that your fall cadet squadron commander gave me very specific guidance for this speech today. I was informed several times that it needed to be inspiring, entertaining, and absolutely no more than 8 minutes. So here goes, 29 years of lessons learned quickly, and for anyone timing this, Ella, the time starts now. As I thought about what to say today, I asked myself what would have been most helpful for me as a brand new second lieutenant sitting where you are now. 3 simple yet distinct pieces of advice came to mind. But before I get into that, I want to start with some modest encouragement for some of you. I don't know, where is Ella? I don't see her. Oh, there you are. I see her. If your GPA was not exactly stellar, take heart. Mine wasn't either. In other words, no one was gathering around to admire my transcript upon graduation. However, the good news is, during all my years of service, no one has ever asked me about my GPA. In fact, no one on earth has ever asked, except Ella. Recently, she asked me to send her my transcript because she wanted to encourage a cadet who was struggling. Apparently, if her mother could make colonel with a 2.74 GPA, and a class rank of 519 out of 795, there was hope for the rest of the force. But here's the point. When you leave this place, people do not care what grade you received in Astro. What they care about is whether you can lead, whether you stay calm when things get hard, and whether you take care of your people, and whether you can be trusted. That is what truly matters. So if you're sitting here today thinking, I was not a distinguished graduate, I really just survived, let me assure you, survival is actually a very transferable military skill. Now, I also know roughly half of you are about to become pilots, right? Okay, including my future son-in-law, Luke, and yes, Luke, I'm proud of you too. To all of our future pilots, congratulations. Truly, this is an extraordinary accomplishment. You should be very proud of that. It will not be easy. But never forget, no pilot flies alone. The person in the cockpit may get the credit, but mission success is always a team effort. If you're going to fly, be confident, be proud, and most importantly, be grateful. Those make the best pilots and officers. And for the record, I have not met a pilot who wasn't confident and proud. That is how they are wired, and that is a very good thing. And if you're not going to fly, remember this: your leadership, your competence, and your service still put air power in the sky. I understand that one of you is headed to the Space Force. Be proud of that too. You are stepping into a mission that is just as vital, just as demanding, and just as consequential to our future fight. Now, here are the 3 things I offer you, whether you serve for 5 years or 30. The first piece of advice that I have for you is to be kind. Do not mistake kindness for weakness. Some of you may think that you're about to walk into your new organization and inherit the perfect team. Unfortunately, you are not. You're going to lead talented, committed, imperfect human beings, and at some point you'll have to correct, counsel, and discipline someone. That is part of leadership. When that day comes, do so with dignity, listen before you judge, be firm, not harsh, hold the standard without forgetting the person. Be proud of those gold bars. You earned them. But never forget, your people will remember your character and how you treated them when they needed your leadership most. Second piece of advice, take care of your people and take care of yourself. Start with your people. Know them. Ask them, if you were in charge around here, what would you change? What do you need from me as your leader to be successful? Those answers will quickly reveal where you need to lead first. And listen to your enlisted force. Truly listen to them. They are the eyes and ears of your organization, and if you are wise, they will spare you from having to learn every lesson the hard way. I am genuinely excited for you and for the lives you're going to change for your leadership. It is a rare and sacred opportunity, one that few will ever know, and it is now yours to carry forward. And while you're taking care of your people, take care of yourself. Develop your own mission statement, your true north. Mine is simple. Make a difference every single day. Stay strong mentally, physically, spiritually. Protect your health, your integrity, and your relationships. No one else will do this for you. You get one vessel, one body to get through this journey called life. Protect it. And yes, have fun. You've earned that. Just remember, as a leader, people are always watching, and you do not want to become Monday morning's lesson in poor judgment. And finally, the third piece of advice I have for you, and I have to say this is my favorite, embrace the challenge. Say yes to the job that makes you uncomfortable. Say yes to the hard assignment. Say yes to leading the struggling unit no one else wants. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, that is where true leaders are forged. The most defining moments in my career did not arrive looking exciting, they arrived looking daunting. To solidify this, I want to take you back for a moment to how you felt on I-Day. You all know what I'm talking about, right? That feeling in your stomach when you first arrived. That moment when your inside voice said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. And yet, here you are. Look at you now. That feeling, that's what I'm talking about. I want you to embrace it because something truly wonderful comes on the other side of that difficult challenge, that difficult assignment. And parents, that goes for you too. I need you to be the one, or I need to be the one to tell you this, but sadly, there will be no web guy and no second lieutenant parents group on Facebook for this next chapter. You're just gonna have to trust the process and wait for that occasional text message. But when your lieutenant calls and says, I don't know if I can do this, tell them yes you can, lean into it, because that is where the magic happens. My first job in the Air Force was Medical Service Corps. In other words, I was a hospital administrator. And a brand new second lieutenant, I was assigned to the Information Systems Officer at the Medical Group at Vandenberg Air Force Base. I had hopes of being responsible for patient administration, logistics, resource management, because people were my passion, not IT. Computer science was not exactly my strength, at least not according to my transcript, right, Ella? Years later, as the medical group commander, I was asked to step up and become the deputy wing commander of a flying wing as a hospital administrator, a job well outside of my comfort zone. In both those moments, my inside voice said, no, absolutely not. I am not the right person for this job. But my outside voice said, if that's what the Air Force needs, then that's what I'll do. And that willingness to step forward, even before I felt fully ready, is what shaped my leadership, my career, and the officer I became. So when your moment comes, and oh, it will come, please don't shrink from it. Reach for it, seize it, hold on to it with everything you have. My mother used to tell me, Carrie, be a rose. A rose must go through a lot of dirt to become a beautiful flower. It doesn't just come naturally. And gentlemen, if you don't want to be a rose, be a diamond. It must undergo a lot of pressure to become a gorgeous stone. That same dirt and grit and pressure is what is required for you to become an amazing leader, and you all have that within you. So as graduates of the United States Air Force Academy and parents of USAFA grads, you can do hard things. You have spent the last 4 years proving that. Go on, step forward, trust what this place has forged in you, trust the instructors who challenged you, the squadron commanders and AMTs who shaped you, the classmates who carried you, and above all else, trust the quiet strength discovered in yourself in those moments when no one was watching. To the seniors of Cadet Squadron 22, you made it. You survived the academy. And now you're about to become some of the finest officers in the Air and Space Force. That is an extraordinary thing. And if you'll allow me one personal moment with Ella, although I imagine every parent in this room feels exactly the same way about their own sons and daughters. As a parent, there is something deeply moving about seeing you raise your right hand, as you will do in the next few moments, commission, and choose a life of service. The reason it's so deeply moving is because I know what that choice will ask of you. I know it will ask for sacrifice and resilience. I know it will ask you more than once to step forward before you feel fully ready. I know your strength, I know your heart, your character and grace, and as a result, I know the kind of officer you're going to be. I love you, and I could not be prouder of you. So, to you and to every senior in here today, Be kind, take care of your people and yourself, and finally, embrace the challenges that come your way. Congratulations, class of 26. Sounded so good. Cadet Squadron 22, it is truly an honor to be the first to welcome you to the long blue line. Thank you. Before I leave, I'd like to present you all with something, and Ella and I would like to present you with something. So if Major Ball and Master Sergeant Monroe, if you'll come forward. So, real fast, this year, for the Legacy Series uniforms for your football team, and I understand I don't have any football players here that are seniors, the Legacy Series was modeled after the F-16, and they did it, one of the tails on the series was after our wing of the Buckley, the F-16. It has the Colorado tail. They did a Colorado tail, they did a tail from Aviano, and they did a tail from South Carolina. And so I called to ask for one of the uniforms. And I said, just give me either 22, 97, or 26. And the one with the Colorado tail came back as 22. So Ella and I had this shadow box created, and we'd like to donate it to you all. I hope you'll find a place in the squadron that you'll keep it safe, but we'd like to leave it with you all. You'll just help me, gentlemen. So just, so. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Yep.
Another round for my mom. Thank you, Colonel Carrie Worrell. We will now begin the ceremonial commissioning of the United States Air Force Academy's Cadet Squadron 22, class of 2026. Although protocol requires everyone to stand during the rendering of the oath of office, due to the number of commissioning lieutenants present as well as accessibility for photographs, only an official party will remain at the position of attention. All other individuals, please remain seated. As each graduate comes to the stage, they will complete the oath of office, pin on their rank, and complete their first salutes as newly commissioned second lieutenants. The first salute is the long-standing tradition where a newly commissioned officer gives a silver dollar to the first enlisted member who salutes them. This ceremony often involves a mentor, friend, or family member signifying respect, gratitude, and the foundation of trust between officers and the enlisted personnel. Additionally, each cadet will be given a class of 1976 gift by Legacy class member Lieutenant Colonel retired John Marshall as they exit the stage.
Our first commissioning lieutenant is Ellison L. Arundel. Cadet Arundel has asked Colonel Terry Worrell to administer the oath of office.
I state your name,
I, Ellison Leanne Arundel,
having been appointed to the rank of second lieutenant
having been appointed to the rank of second lieutenant
in the United States Air Force,
in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Cadet Arundel is being pinned on by her stepfather, Major Retired Bill Worrell, and her brothers Reed and Grant Arundel. Cadet Arundel has asked Master Sergeant Jesse Waldron to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Arundel. Lieutenant Arundel will attend graduate school at the University of Notre Dame. Then she will transition to her first assignment as an acquisitions officer. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Kirtana Avar. Cadet Avar has asked Lieutenant Colonel Dan Showalter to administer the oath of office. Cadet Avar is being pinned on by her father, Kadana Pani Avar, her mother, Aparna Avar, and her sister, Adia Avar. Cadet Avar has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Avar. Lieutenant Avar will transition to Vandenberg Space Force Base to begin her first assignment as an engineer. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Madeline M. Schumann. Cadet Schumann has asked Major Ken Schumann to administer the oath of office. Cadet Schumann is being pinned on by her mother, Keon Schumann, and fiance, Edward Lippert. Cadet Schumann has asked Master Sergeant Retired Cadet Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Schumann. Lieutenant Schumann will transition to Hanscom Air Force Base to begin her first assignment as a Force Support Officer. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Morgan E. Barroso. Cadet Barroso has asked Major Glenn Barroso to administer the oath of office.
I state your name. Have you been appointed Secretary United States Air Force? Do solemnly swear. I am supporting the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or consideration, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
Cadet Barroso is being pinned on by her mother, Lilibeth Barroso, and her brother, Martin Barroso. Cadet Barroso. Cadet Barroso has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Barroso. Lieutenant Barroso will transition to Joint Base Andrews to begin her first assignment as a contracting officer. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Peyton T. Darapente. Cadet Darapente has asked Lieutenant Colonel Retired Neil Hinson to administer the oath of office.
I, Peyton T. Darapente, having been appointed Secretary of the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or consideration. And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the officer. Good job about that. So help me God. So help me God.
Cadet Dare Pensney is being pinned on by her father, Dan Dare Pensney, her mother, Trish Dare Pensney, and her brother, Jack Dare Pensney. Cadet Dare Pensney has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Dare Pensney. Lieutenant Dare Pensney will transition to Advanced Air Force Base to begin her first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Yassine Boubacar Ide. Cadet Boubacar has asked Senior Colonel Abdelaziz Touré to administer the oath of office.
Lieutenant Yassine Boubacar Ide, officier nigérien. Je m'engage à servir et à défendre mon pays. Engagé et toujours disponible. Je donne l'exemple à travers mon comportement et ma tenue. Respectueux des lois et des règlements. J'observe la réserve requise dans mes ordres. Mon quotidien est patrie, loyauté, sacrifice. Croire et oser constitue mon principe de base. Loyal à mes chefs, dévoué à mes subordonnés, j'obéis avec confiance et je commande sans complexe et sans retour. La mission est sacrée. Et la défense de mon territoire est impérative. Et sans esprit de recul. Meneur d'homme, je cherche l'excellence. En tout point. Et je me conduis en tout temps. Avec honneur, courage et dignité. Au combat, je n'abandonne ni mon âme, ni mes camarades, morts ou blessés. L'échec n'est pas une option. Et j'accomplis ma mission jusqu'au bout, avec détermination et initiative. Le succès et la gloire du Niger guident mon action.
Cadet Boubacar is being pinned on by his cousins, Mr. Mukaram Basiru and Mr. Muhammadu Siraji, as well as his sponsor parents. Cadet Boubacar has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Bubakar. Lieutenant Bubakar will transition to Niamey Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Kyler Orr. Cadet Orr has asked Major Jessica Rawl to administer the oath of office. Cadet Orr is being pinned up by his father, R.J. Orr, his mother, Lita Orr, his brother, Parker Orr, and his sister, Kendi Orr. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Joseph F. Collier. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Cadet Orr has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Orr. Lieutenant Orr will transition to Columbus Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Joseph F. Collier. Cadet Collier has asked Major Retired Mike Kozlowski to administer the oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, having been appointed as Second Lieutenant United States Air Force. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
I, Joseph Collier, having been appointed as Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Cadet Collier is being pinned on by his father, Matt Collier, and his mother, Kelly Collier. asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to write the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Collier. Lieutenant Collier will transition to Advanced Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Cooper W. Feinberg. Cadet Feinberg has asked Major Christopher Reed to administer the oath of office.
I've been appointed the second lieutenant of the United States Air Force.
Having been appointed the second lieutenant of the United States Air Force,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Cadet Feinberg is being pinned on by his brothers, Mac and Bodie Feinberg. Cadet Feinberg has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Feinberg. Lieutenant Feinberg will transition to Lockville Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Casey J. Garrigan. Cadet Garrigan has asked Colonel Retired Spencer Thomas to administer the oath of office.
I, Casey James Gary, having been appointed the second lieutenant of the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the office of the second lieutenant.
I, Casey James Garrigan, having been appointed a second lieutenant of the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation, purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Cadet Garrigan is getting pinned on by his father, Pat Garrigan, and his mother, Alicia Garrigan. Cadet Garrigan has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Garrigan. Lieutenant Garrigan will attend graduate school at Arizona State University. Then he will transition to his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Tai I. Gopal. Cadet Gopal has asked Second Lieutenant Patrick Hughes to administer the oath of office. Cadet Gopal is being pinned on by his father, Jason Gopal, and his mother, Nicole Gopal. Cadet Gopal has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Gopal. Lieutenant Gopal will transition to Laughlin Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Andrew T. Kinney. Cadet Kinney has asked Lieutenant Nick Perez to administer the oath of office.
I state your name. I, Andrew Kinney, having been appointed as second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter. So help me God. Go salute.
Cadet Kinney is being pinned on by his mother, Lee Kinney, father, Thomas Kinney, father's girlfriend, Pamela Queeran, and sister, Morgan Kinney. The committee has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Kenny. Lieutenant Kenny will transition to Vance Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Luke H. Kirchmeyer. Cadet Kirchmeyer has asked Major Jessica Rawl to administer the oath of office.
Having been appointed Secretary in the United States Space Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Cadet Kirchmeyer is being pinned on by his father, Marcus Kirchmeyer, and his mother, Kay Kirchmeyer. Cadet Kirchmeyer has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Kirchmeyer. Lieutenant Kirchmeyer will transition to Peterson Space Force Base to begin his first assignment in the Space Force. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Joseph J. Clausewitz. Cadet Clausewitz has asked Major Jessica Rawl to administer the oath of office.
I, Joseph James Clausewitz, having been appointed Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Clemens Clausewitz, his mother Melanie Clausewitz, and his sister Sarah Clausewitz. Clausewitz has asked Master Sergeant Select Tyler Yoakum to enter the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Clausewitz. Air Force Base began his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Tucker M. Lawrence. Cadet Lawrence has asked Navy Ensign Zach Wiesig to administer the oath of office.
You solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. All events, and I'll bear true faith and allegiance. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which my father on behalf of the Lord.
Cadet Lawrence is being pinned on by his father, Ben Lawrence, and his mother, Kristen Lawrence. Army Private First Class retired Gary Cohen to render the first salute. Lieutenant Lawrence will transition to Lockwood Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Aiden O'McNally. Ben McNally has asked Lieutenant Colonel retired John McNally to administer the oath of office.
I state your name. I, Daniel Brian McNally, have been appointed
having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith, and allegiance to the same, that I will take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office, upon which I am about to do. So help me God.
McNally is being pinned on by his father, John McNally, his mother, Monica McNally, his brother, John McNally, and his sister, Ireland McNally. McNally has asked former Army Chief Warrant Officer 3 Monica McNally to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant McNally. Lieutenant McNally was picked to Advanced Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Ian G.C. Meredith. Ian Meredith has asked Dr. John Meredith to administer the oath of office.
State your name. I, Ian Gray Crawford Meredith, having been appointed as second lieutenant to the United States Air Force,
Having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ian Meredith is being pinned on by his father, Dr. John Meredith, and his mother, Laura Crawford. Cadet Meredith has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Meredith. Lieutenant Meredith will transition to Vance Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Michael D. Murphy. Cadet Murphy has asked First Lieutenant Patrick Murphy to administer the oath of office. Cadet Murphy is being pinned up by his father, Daniel Murphy, his mother, Michelle Murphy, his brother, John Murphy, and his sister, Elizabeth Murphy. Cadet Murphy has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Murphy. Lieutenant Murphy will attend graduate school at the Air Force Institute of Technology. Then he will transition to his first assignment as a physicist. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Tyler D. Tien. Cadet Tien has asked Major Jessica Rawl to administer the oath of office.
I, Tyler D. Tien, having been appointed Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, that I take this obligation, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Cadet Tien is being pinned on by his mother, Helen Dane. Cadet Zine has asked Master Sergeant Retired Yvette Compton to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Zine. Lieutenant Zine will transition to Vance Air Force Base to begin his first assignment as a pilot. Our next commissioning lieutenant is Wyatt C. Shamlin. Cadet Shamlin has asked Colonel Kirk Shamlin to administer the oath of office.
I, Wyatt Shamlin, having been appointed second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith, allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. So help me God.
Cadet Shamlin is being bid on by his father, Kirk Shamlin, and his mother, Alicia Shamlin. Cadet Shamlin has asked Master Sergeant Christopher Monroe to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Shamlin. Lieutenant Shamlin will transition to Lucius D. Clay CERN Army Base to begin his first assignment as a Weather, Environmental, and Science Officer. Lastly, we'd also like to mention our two other commissioning lieutenants from the class of 2026, India Jones and Zachary Ayers. Both of them are representing the Air Force Academy and competing at the NCAA Regional Track and Field Meet in Arkansas. Unfortunately, they will not be joining us. Second Lieutenant Ayers will transition to Fort Rucker Army Base to begin his first assignment at helicopter pilot training. And Second Lieutenant Jones has cross-commissioned to the Army and will transition to Fort Washington Army Base to begin her first assignment as an intelligence officer. Legacy class of 1976, Lieutenant Colonel retired John Marshall will now share some remarks for the class of 2026. For those who may not know, the The Air Force Academy's Legacy Class program pairs the most recent class of cadets with the class that graduated 50 years prior, fostering mentorship and connection to the long blue line throughout their 47-month journey. The class of 1976 has engaged with the class of 2026 during key events, including their Acceptance Day Parade, Exemplar Dinner, Commitment Dinner, Ring Dance, and Hundreds Night. Everyone, Lieutenant Colonel John Marshall.
Good afternoon, Major Rawl, Master Sergeant Monroe, Master Sergeant Compton, new second lieutenants of the class of 2026. And family and friends. My name is Lieutenant Colonel John Mashall. I'm United States Air Force retired. I want to thank you for the honor and privilege of being part of the 22nd Squadron's commissioning ceremony. Many years ago, I too was a cadet in 22nd Squadron. I'm a member of the class of the United States Air Force Academy's 18th graduating class, the bicentennial class of 1976. Having graduated 50 years ago, we have served as a legacy class for the United States Air Force Academy's 68th graduating class, our semi-quincentennial class of 2026. I just had the pleasure of presenting you your first set of gold second lieutenant bars. On the back, you will see engraved the numbers 76 and 26, which links our two centennial classes. I speak to you today from 50 years in the past. I once walked the same halls in the marble strips as you. Now I have only memories of my time as a cadet and years in the Air Force. But you, as brand new officers, have dreams and goals of your future assignments and promotions. What an exciting time. Your hard work at the United States Air Force Academy these past 4 years has provided you with a solid foundation from which to start your career. You've also chosen well in your exemplar, Master Sergeant John Chapman. You set the bar high for you, but I know you are up to the challenge with the attitude of no quit, all grit. As a bicentennial class, our motto is Spirit of 76. You, as the semi-quincentennial class of 2026, your class motto, Spirit is that Spirit lives, truly ensures your legacy in 50 years for the tricentennial class of 2076. Tomorrow, you will officially join an elite band of almost 57,000 fellow graduates of the Air Force Academy. We continue to carry out the core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. As you serve as airmen, guardians, and soldiers, we entrust you to stand watch over our great country and its citizens. You've been entrusted as well to watch over your big country of Nigeria and your countrymen. Today, you all have earned the right to take your place in the long blue line. Welcome and congratulations, United States Air Force Academy class of 2026.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel John Marshall. Major Jessica Rawl will now provide closing remarks.
You guys have an over-under. I'm going to be crying. You're already nodding. Okay. I probably will. I'll try not to. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the families, friends, mentors, teammates, and loved ones joining us today. Your belief, encouragement, sacrifice, and support helped shape the lieutenants seated before us. None of them arrived here alone, and today belongs to you as much as it belongs to them. Thank you to Father Jimenez Barros, Senior Colonel Torre, Colonel Trujillo, Colonel Worrell, and Lieutenant Colonel Marshall for being here. I also want to recognize the cadets who made today possible. Madeline McNeil, she also called an audible and gave me a huge stack of napkins over there that I went through as I was crying. Mackenzie Aris, Donovan Dela Cruz, Elliot Goff, Ella Briers, and the many others working behind the scenes. You carried an enormous amount to make this ceremony meaningful for your classmates and their families, and it shows. Thank you for taking care of our people. And even today, oh yes, we can do that. Even
not every Raptor is physically in this room. Indy and Zach, currently at their NCAA championships, they're carrying this institution and this squadron onto another stage entirely. We are incredibly proud of them as well. Now, class of 2026, here we go. This week, you leave here carrying new things. You carry rank, responsibility, trust, authority, the weight and privilege of the profession of arms. And while today is certainly about commissioning, I think it's also about something larger. When you first arrived here, many of you were carrying expectations, some placed on you by others, some placed on you yourselves. You carried uncertainty, fear, ambition, pride, pressure, and over the past 4 years, USAFA asked you to carry even more. You carried standards, schedules, backpacks that somehow weighed more than physics should allow, academic pressure, leadership challenges, loss, responsibility for one another. And I hope that as you leave here, you think carefully about what is worth continuing to carry. Carry forward the friendships that steadied you. Carry forward, hang on, I'm not gonna cry. Carry forward the teammates who challenged you to grow. Carry forward your curiosity, your integrity, your willingness to care deeply. Carry forward your sense of humor and your ability to laugh at complete absurdity while still showing up for one another anyway. Carry forward the understanding that leadership is not about control, it is about stewardship. And carry forward your humanity. Because the profession of arms does not merely need competent officers. It needs officers people can trust with hard things. Officers who remain capable of empathy, humility, courage, and connection. Officers who can make difficult decisions without losing their compassion in the process. Some of you will carry these lessons across the country, some across the globe, some into cockpits, operational units, research labs, acquisitions, intelligence shops, and places you cannot yet imagine. And one of you will carry them back to Niger. But no matter where you go, the way you treat people will matter. The way you make people feel will matter. The culture you create around you will matter. And while this institution has prepared you exceptionally well to execute the mission, my hope is that you also leave here understanding something equally important. You do not have to lose yourself in order to serve. Strength and kindness are not opposites. Compassion does not weaken leadership. And being human will never make you less credible as an officer. It may have sounded odd at first, but that adjusted motto I offered to you all, first look, first kill, them with kindness, it means to be relentless in action but human in approach. That matters because people will remember whether you listened, whether you cared, whether you showed up, and whether you treated them with dignity when it mattered most. And one final thing, some things are worth carrying forward and some things are worth putting down. You no longer need to carry the belief that your worth is tied solely to performance. You no longer need to carry the pressure to appear invulnerable. You no longer need to carry the idea that exhaustion is the same thing as excellence. Leave those things here. Instead, carry the lessons, carry the friendships, carry the perspective you gained here, carry the responsibility of serving something larger than yourselves. Carry your integrity, carry your humanity, and carry your people. Leave the people around you better than you found them. And whatever this profession asks of you, do not lose yourself along the way. Congratulations, lieutenants. It's an honor to serve alongside you.
Thank you, Major Rawl. At this time, please stand for the playing of the Air Force and Space Force songs. The lyrics are available on the back of today's program. Give him the gun!
Guardians beyond the blue, invisible from now, glorified, straight and true. When we reach into space, raise the limit to our side, standing guard both night and day, where the Space Force fly.
This concludes the commissioning ceremony for Cadet Squadron 22. Congratulations to the class of 2026.